Someone is acting as a spiritual guide in your life, and maybe you haven't realized it yet. This person is being used to teach you, strengthen you, and bring you closer to something greater. Pay attention. Who always brings you peace, challenges you to be better, or awakens your faith? It might be more obvious than you imagine. Now is your chance to see the purpose behind this presence. This person is not in your life by accident. Think about the moments when someone gave you a word that seemed to come out of nowhere but touched exactly the point you needed to hear. Or that time when you were about to give up and someone appeared with a gesture, a conversation, or even a silence that changed everything. Don't ignore this. These interactions are deeper than they seem, and they may be clear signs of divine intervention. What's curious is that this person may not even be aware of the impact they're causing. Often those who guide us spiritually don't realize the weight of their actions because they don't come solely from themselves. They are inspired by something greater. Maybe it's someone who listens to you without judgment, makes you reflect on your choices, or even challenges you with hard-to-accept truths. Yes, even confrontations have a purpose, and that is where growth happens. Have you noticed how certain conversations leave you thinking for days? How some words seem to resonate within you, leading you to see situations from another perspective? These are not coincidences. This is the way life or even the divine uses the people around us to shape, teach, and awaken us. Now I want you to look around. Who is the person that constantly crosses your path at key moments? Who is always present, even when you don't expect it or believe you don't need it? It could be someone very close, like a friend, a family member, or even someone you don't have much intimacy with, but who has an important role in your story. Reflect on this. Maybe you're thinking that you're not the type of person who needs guides or orientations, but the truth is that all of us at some point need someone to show us something we can't see on our own. Spiritual growth is not about being perfect or having all the answers, but about learning, evolving, and connecting with what really matters. Don't expect this person to be perfect. Your spiritual guide doesn't need to be above you or someone who has everything figured out in life. Quite the opposite. Oftentimes they are also on their own journeys, learning and falling just like you. And that is exactly what makes these connections so powerful. They are human, real, and genuine. Now I want to challenge you to act. Don't limit yourself to identifying this person and moving on as if nothing had changed. Acknowledge this role, even if silently. Be grateful, even if you don't say it directly. Learn to absorb every teaching, interpret every gesture, and open yourself to what this relationship can bring to you. Remember, spiritual growth doesn't happen in isolation. It is built in our connections, in our interactions, and in the moments we allow ourselves to be vulnerable. Embrace this. Allow this influence to manifest fully, and don't be afraid to change, grow, and transform. You cannot deceive yourself into thinking that everything you experience is solely the result of your own choices. There is something greater, a plan that connects you to the right people at the exact moments, even if it doesn't make sense now. And that person who is silently helping you is proof of this. Pay attention to the details. The advice that came at the right moment, the hand that pulled you when you were about to fall, or even the presence that comforts you without a word needing to be said. The impact of these actions goes beyond what the eyes can see. Sometimes it is in the simplicity of a gesture or the depth of silence that the greatest transformations occur. Have you ever reflected on this? And don't think that these connections only appear when everything is fine. On the contrary, in pain, chaos, and uncertainty, these people often emerge more strongly. They help you stay on your feet, even when you think you have no more strength. Who brought you hope when you only saw darkness? Who, without asking for anything in return, gave you what you needed to continue? If you still haven't identified this person, maybe you're looking in the wrong direction. It's not always who you imagine. It could be someone you underestimate, someone you see every day, but never stop to recognize the impact they have on your life. Maybe it's the person who insists on listening to you when you prefer to remain silent, or the one who challenges you, irritates you, but deep down makes you see what you need to change. Now is the time to stop and really observe. This person is present. They have something to teach you, and more importantly, they were placed in your life for a reason. None of this is by chance, but I'll be direct. Recognizing this influence is not enough. What are you going to do with it? Will you keep on as you are, absorbing everything without giving back? Or will you open yourself to this exchange, allowing this connection to be deeper, more intentional? Because deep down, spiritual growth is not something that happens on its own. It depends on action, courage, and above all, humility. Humility to accept that you don't know everything, that you still have a lot to learn, that this person is there to show you something you can't see on your own. Recognizing this doesn't weaken you. On the contrary, it strengthens you, it humanizes you, and it connects you with the greater purpose that is reserved for you. You may be thinking, but why should I worry about this now? Because time does not wait. Every day that passes is a lost opportunity to grow, to transform, to get closer to your essence. And this person could be the channel you need to accelerate this process. Ignoring this is like closing your eyes to a gift that is right in front of you. So I'll tell you something important. Don't waste any more time. Look around. Who is helping you, even if in a discreet way? Who, even without words, inspires you to be better? And more importantly, how can you recognize and value this? Be honest with yourself. It may be uncomfortable to admit that you need this help, but it is in this discomfort that you will find the answers. Accept this, embrace this, and be willing to change, because spiritual growth is not for the weak. It is for those who have the courage to face the truth, to see beyond the superficial, and to open themselves to the unknown. From now on, start acting. Don't just stay in reflection. Tell that person how important they have been, or show it through actions. Be more receptive, more present, and more willing to learn. This exchange will take you to places you never imagined could be possible. Trust in that. And if even after all this you still can't identify who this person is, perhaps it's time to ask for clarity. Pray, meditate, do whatever it takes to connect with your essence. The answers will come, and when they do, don't ignore them. Remember, change starts now, and everything depends on how you react to what is in front of you. Your spiritual journey doesn't need to be solitary. Let that person fulfill the role they were destined to play in your life. And be ready for what comes next, because when you open yourself up to this connection, something incredible happens. You grow, evolve, and become stronger than you ever imagined. Now that you've gotten this far, it's important to understand the next step. It's not just about identifying who is guiding you or recognizing the importance of that person. It's about how you will allow that influence to transform your life. Because yes, recognizing is the beginning, but acting is what truly defines the impact of this connection on your journey. Let me be clear, acting doesn't just mean saying thank you or showing affection. It means truly listening. Listening not to respond, but to understand. It's absorbing what this person brings to you, whether through words, examples, or even silences. This active listening, this genuine desire to learn, is what will pave the way for your growth. Think about how you have been reacting to interactions with this person. Have you really made room for them to fulfill their role in your life? Or have you been resisting, maybe without even realizing it, out of fear of facing what needs to be faced? Because spiritual growth, and I will repeat this as many times as necessary, does not happen on comfortable ground. It demands deconstruction. It requires you to question your certainties and face your shadows. And this person, who might not even know how much they are being used to help you, is a key piece in this process. But here's the truth that no one tells you. It's not enough that this person exists. It's not enough that they try to help you. If you are not willing to open up, to accept, to dive deep, nothing will change. The transformation depends on your willingness. Maybe you are thinking, why is it so hard to open up to this? Because opening up means admitting that you don't have all the answers. It means lowering your guard. It means accepting that yes, you need help. And that for many is frightening. But that's precisely where the beauty lies. The moment you accept, the instant you allow this help in, something starts to change within you. A process begins. A path is revealed, but I will give you a warning. Do not expect immediate results. This person is not a magical solution to your problems. They are a catalyst, a means through which you will find the answers you are looking for. The work, the evolution, the transformation, that's on you. This person can point the direction, but the step is yours to take. And here's the good news. You have everything you need for this. You just need to believe. And here comes another question. Are you willing to reciprocate? Because every true relationship is a two-way street. It's not just about what you can receive, but also what you can give. How can you be that influence in someone else's life? How can you return what you are receiving now? Think about it. This exchange is fundamental, not only because it strengthens the connection, but because it teaches something even greater, that true spiritual growth is in sharing, in giving of oneself, in being part of something bigger than yourself. So, don't limit yourself to being a receiver. Be a transmitter too. Inspire, guide, help. You may not realize it, but there is someone who also needs you now, just as you need this person who is by your side. And don't think that this reciprocation needs to be grand or complex. Often it is in simple gestures that we find the true meaning. A word of encouragement, a hug, time dedicated to listening to someone. This can change everything. And in doing so, you not only help the other person, but also strengthen your own journey. Because it is in giving that we receive, and it is in helping that we grow. Now, go back to the beginning. Who is this person? What have they done for you? How do they challenge you, inspire you, shape you? And what are you going to do with that? Don't let this reflection die here. Use it as a starting point, because the spiritual journey is not something that happens in a single moment. It is a construction, one step at a time. And this now is your moment to take a step forward. Be intentional, be grateful, be courageous. Recognize what is in front of you. Take this opportunity and allow this connection to transform not only your life, but also who you are at your core. Now that you have reached the end of this message, it's time to act. It is not enough to reflect on who is guiding you spiritually. It is not enough to acknowledge that this person has a role in your life. It is time to take action. Identify who this person is. Value their presence. Allow them to continue playing the role that was destined for them. More than that, absorb what they teach you and use it to grow, to be a better person, to connect even more with your purpose. And here is the most important part. Share your transformation. Don't keep it to yourself. Inspire others. Be that positive influence in someone else's life. It could be a friend, a family member, or even someone you barely know. What matters is that by opening your heart to this exchange, you not only evolve but also become a beacon of light on someone else's journey. Now I want to hear from you. Who has been that person in your life? How have they helped you grow, change, and see life from a different perspective? Write in the comments. Share your story because it can inspire others who are going through the same situation. And don't forget, this journey is made together, and each comment, each exchange connects us even more. Before you go, subscribe to the channel to keep receiving messages like this. We are here to grow, to learn, and to support each other. Leave your like if this message resonated with you. It's a sign that we are together on this path. And remember, your evolution starts with a decision, and that decision can be made now.